Welcome to the United States Joint Certification Office video, where you will learn the steps on how to properly fill out the DD Form 2345 when making an initial application, providing revisions to an existing certification, or applying for a certification renewal. U.S. contractors need to view the U.S.-specific video on the JCP website for instructions on completing Block 4. You can also find guidance on the JCP website. A few important points. This video does not address the completion of the required proper handling of DoD export control technical data training, which can be found on the JCP website. Note: Canadian applicants registered with the Controlled Goods Program are not required to complete this training. The JCO does not accept handwritten applications. Type the information in each block of the DD Form 2345. DD 2345 submission should be made only via email. The JCO does not store or maintain export control technical data. If you become JCP certified, you will have to go directly to the DoD Controlling Office, who owns the data, if you require specific system access. Let's get started filling out the form. First, make sure you have the correct version of the DD 2345, 20/22/05/31 expiration date. There are a total of 6 blocks that need to be completed by the JCP applicant. Blocks 7 through 9 are for the Joint Certification Office usage only. Check if this is the first-time request for certification under the Joint Certification Program. Note you do not need a new JCP certification with every government solicitation or bid. Once you've been issued a JCP certification, that number remains with that designated cage code. For a revision, check this box if you are revising any information on a current certification. To show revised information such as name, address of the entity, cage, N-cage code, a new data custodian or data custodian change of telephone or email. Also with changes to relevant business activity or contractor certification. Note: for organizations not registered with the Controlled Goods Program in Canada, anytime there is a change of data custodians, then Introduction to Proper Handling of DoD Export Control Technical Data Training must be completed by the new data custodian. For a 5-year renewal, check this box only if the company's 5-year certification is going to expire or has expired. Renewal requests may be submitted up to 120 days prior to certification expiration. In order to be certified in JCP, you must have an active cage code. In Block 2A, list your company's name. The company name must be the same as posted on the cage website. In Block 2B, list your physical address, including the P.O. box if applicable. The company address in Block 2B on the form must be the same as posted on the cage website. In Block 2C, list the name of the subsidiary and/or department. If you are a university, college, or other higher learning institution, you must enter Office of Research and Grants, or the name of the office that is its equivalent. In Block 2D, you must enter your cage code as found on the cage website. Failure to do so may result in a delay processing your application. The data custodian is the person who takes responsibility for who has access to the data. Enter the name of the data custodian. If an entity has several locations and wishes to have each location certified, then each location would need to have a separate cage code and identify the respective data custodian. Designate only one data custodian per location. You must include area code, the direct line, or any extension of the data custodian. Enter the title of the data custodian. Note: the designated data custodian must be an employee of the company identified in Block 1A. That individual cannot be a contractor or consultant of a different company or organization. Enter the email of the data custodian. It is important that this information is readable and correct, since all communications are facilitated through this email address. You must provide concise responses. We don't accept attachments or NA, non-applicable responses. Failure to provide this information may result in your JCP application being delayed or denied. In this section of Block 4, answer all 9 questions in depth. 1. Indicate if you are a prime contractor or a subcontractor, if applicable. 2. Describe what you do. 3. Describe what type or types of equipment, material, or service you manufacture or provide, and include the Commodity North American Industry Classification System, or NAICS code, or Associated Federal Supply, or FSC if known. 4. For Canadian vendors, are you registered with the Canadian Controlled Goods Program? If yes, provide registration number. If your company is not registered with the Controlled Goods Program, your data custodian is required to complete the training, Proper Handling of DoD Export Control Technical Data Training. This training is available at the DLA J3 website located at www.dla.mil/HQ/logisticsoperations/enhanced validation. If you are a non-manufacturer, please provide the cage code and company name or names of the manufacturer or manufacturers that produce your product. 5. Is your equipment or material or service related to the United States Munitions List or Commerce Control List? If yes, state what category. 6. Do you possess a U.S. export control license? If yes, state so and provide documentation. 7. State your purpose for JCP certification. 8. If you require access to a system, you must specify the system you require access to. 9. Indicate the agency or entity requiring you to attain a JCP certification. The Joint Certification Program Office cannot be used as the government agency. Usually, this is the controlling DoD office where the data is accessed and maintained. If appropriate, you may respond, "We do not have a current POC." Note, this response will be discussed with you during the certification process. This is where you put your citizenship or residency status. The individual named in Block 3A may be either a Canadian or a U.S. citizen, or a person admitted lawfully for permanent residence into Canada. A Canadian citizen may not be a U.S. vendor's data custodian, nor may a U.S. citizen be a Canadian vendor's data custodian. In this block, you will type the name and title of the individual who can obligate the enterprise to a legally binding contract. Print out your form and have the individual identified in Block 6A, hand sign and date the form. Electronic or stamped signatures are currently not accepted. Blocks 7 to 9 are for JCO official use only, and you do not need to fill out these blocks. Save the signed DD Form 2345 as an unlocked PDF and send the completed document with any additional documents to the JCP email. Make sure to include company name and cage code in the email subject line. Allow 5 to 7 business days for our office to review your application before following up. If you have any questions or concerns about the DD 2345 application completion process, please review the JCP website. If your question is not answered, you should email the JCP. You have completed watching the video on how to fill out the DD 2345. Thank you for watching this video, and good luck with your application.